summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair. Walk with me all summer long. We sang a song and strolled the golden sand. Two sweethearts. And here comes everybody. Wolverine's in. Omar, Headmaster Coon, Connor's here. Jonathan, Willie plays. Star Slifer, Super Ouija, Dokkan B. Lix is back in. Niles back with us. Dem is here. Tim Doherty. Raheem is in. Hey, Rowan, good to see you again. Rowan's here with us. Shade is here. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good day. Apparently, Susan even graced us with a few notifications. Who would have thought? I will get back, for any of you that have the question, I will get back to gaming very soon. I just really, I haven't had a chance to sit down and just chat with you guys for a while, and I know tomorrow's already Free For All Friday when we do that, but I was in the mood for a chat, and in case the background wasn't enough indication, what I like chatting about, as far as our mainline topic, you can talk about anything you want, is anime. Because I was thinking about that today. All the anime I've seen, I've liked. But again, as I've said to you guys many times, I have the huge advantage of I watch what you guys recommend. So there's a pretty good, with as well as you guys know me, there's a real good chance I'm going to like what you recommend. But some were just overachieved what I expected. And the two, and it's not to say they're my favorites. It's just to say that they went above and beyond what I was thinking. The two that stick out for the most for me with that are, well, I just want to make sure I'm saying this right before are Mob Psycho 100 and Avatar. Both I expected to like both of them, but both of them were just so much better than I even imagined they would or could be. And I got a real, I believe by the time I'm done with it, we're over at the Goose, our Patreon. I'm watching Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I think that'll join them too. Now, even though those aren't necessarily my all-time favorites, that's more One Piece, Hunter, and some others that are up on that top tier with them. They're not far below, but they're just so far above what I had thought. And I'm just curious if others have hit that same thing. You know what else I said? Raheem says Dr. Stone teaching us more than school since 2018. Yeah, Raheem, I've been saying for those who aren't Gooshers, we're watching Dr. Stone over at the Goosh. And had that been presented to me back when I was a kid, I would have fucking paid attention to some science, because I sure as hell wasn't going to in school. That wasn't going to happen. Thomas says, Gintama. Went in just for comedic laughs. Imagine my surprise when it has multiple arcs with Chimera Ant level writing. And I'll tell you, Thomas, that one's a key one for me, because over at the Goosh we have the 3 levels. The $1 level, I picked the series. Now I've been doing shorter series, and I've got one right now that's going to be following up Dr. Stone. I've already started recording it. I'm not saying what, because we just saved him as a surprise. But I'm almost thinking, with all the different series we have being sponsored over there now, that maybe at the $1 level I could go with a longer series, although Gintama's a lot longer. What I'm trying to say is I really want to see Gintama. Dark Slaver says Assassination Classroom is my favorite, so I guess I'd say that. I never really watched anything I didn't think I'd enjoy. No. And I didn't mean to insinuate that, Lifer. Like I say, I planned on enjoying everything I've seen. It's just some were, whether it was story, characters, all of the above, were just that much better than what I was even hoping for. But yeah, Gintama gets mentioned so much by you guys all the time. Wolverine rape Brax when he deserves it. I forgot, what is the game you're playing, Brax?
Dead by Daylight.
That's right. He just told me. I had already forgotten. Dead by Daylight. He's playing with a buddy of his. Gintama's the GOAT, Thomas says. Yeah, how many? Anybody know offhand? I looked it up before, but again, I forgot. Who would have thought? Anybody know how many episodes Gintama has? You like it, Thomas? I haven't played it yet. Braxton and his pals there play it a lot. Hey, Gamer Boy Gaming. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Moneyman had it. He saw what it was. 7 Deadly Sins for the $1 level. Going to keep pushing that. Also for me, it's Konosuba. Yeah, Konosuba. Oh, that's a close one for me too because Konosuba ended up being such a favorite of mine. Yeah, that's a contender that I hadn't thought about. I just kind of took it for granted that I liked it so much. 7 Deadly Sins, I'm considering, Lude. I have been considering that one. Again, it's not coming very next. The next one we have is a short series that I've already started. But yeah, after that, 7 Deadly Sins I've been thinking seriously about. Can you find? Can you? No, I won't follow you on Instagram because I don't even do Insta, Kenny. So no, I'm not gonna follow you on Instagram. I have the only reason I don't is I just don't have time for more social media. If I get time for more social media, it'll be spent at our Discord because I never get over there. So I won't. I refuse to add any more social media to my schedule, and because I would just end up ignoring it. Hajime no Ippo did for me big time. I got a real strong feeling, Andrew, when we had our last vote at the Goosh for what series to watch, and Bleach got voted in. Hajime no Ippo was right behind it. I got a feeling that it's got to be, put it this way, when we get done with Bleach, Hajime no Ippo has to be the early favorite going in for being the next one that gets elected. I think. Money Moore says, I never expected Attack on Titan to be so good. I thought it'd just be a generic zombie show. I love Attack on Titan. The only reason it's not one of the overachievers for me was I had more not actual watch knowledge, but conversational knowledge about Attack on Titan than I had many of the others. So I had high expectations for it and it met them. Whereas with for instance, with now names are just going on my head. Mob Psycho 100. I thought, okay, that sounds like a neat concept. I knew the concept of it a little bit, but I'm not big necessarily into the whole Esper thing and all that. So I was like, it should be a fun little romp, but it just ended up being so much more than that. The characters were so good. The writing was excellent. I just enjoyed everything. I even ended up really liking Dimple by the end, and Dimple was a dick. Hey, it's my favorite weeb. Love you, Papa Curtis. Oh, thanks, Barry. It's nice of you to say. Laney says I was playing Minecraft and I blow myself up not thinking straight. I don't want to talk about blow ups in Minecraft. That last one hurt, you guys. Those of you who are following along with my Minecraft adventures there. God damn, that last one hurt. We had such a nice, such a great little community or village built up there and everything. I wanted to finish that wall, and that son of a bitch had to chase me up those stairs. Edgar V. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood overachieved for me. That another great series, but again, one I had high expectations for, and yeah. And Edgar, I'll tell you, it really points out how great that series was. That I watched FMAB, and now Full Metal Alchemist is being sponsored at the Goosh, and it's just so much. It's so much fun getting to relive it all again. Well, of course, what the hell happened? All right, guys, we got ghosts in here or some shit. That was you guys couldn't see that, but I'm sitting here and when I stream directly through YouTube service, all I have is my browser window open and it takes up all of the area because there's no control panel because they don't give you any controls. it's just a regular stream, and just entirely randomly, my screen my browser just minimized. It was I thought for sure the stream had died, but nothing else went wrong. It's not like we had a power surge or anything or anything happened to the computer. That it just minimized my browser. That was fucking weird. Wolverine says, "Dreamt you started charging for sticky stuff." No, sticky stuff is one of the few things that will remain free forever. It was weird, guys. Yeah, Big Green. It just strikes you because I do this all the time. Hours and hours and hours we spent chatting on these streams, so I'm used to seeing this, and it just went away, and it's like, what the fuck happened? Oh, it's got to be a sign. It's got to be a sign. Yeah, I've seen Carrie, Super Saiyan Monkey. Good movie. I enjoyed that one. See the original or the remake? I like the original better. Dragon says, random question. Do you think Biden's choice of running mate will hurt his chances? I think it might. I do. And again, has nothing to do with who I'm voting for. I had said this prior. I'll tell you why I don't think Biden's running mate was a particularly good choice. It's simply because the demographic that she will attract is a demographic he's already going to win. I mean, Joe Biden is very, very popular in the black community. And actually, statistics now, I should be careful. Well, no, I don't have to be careful about saying I did read this, but I don't remember where it was ages ago, so I can't back it up. But I'm going to say it anyway. I read an article where they had done some statistics, and come to find out, black men do not vote for black women generally in as big a numbers. So he might have actually hurt himself a little bit. I thought it was a very odd choice, to be honest with you. And seeing how poorly she did in the primaries, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time, but I think he hurt himself a little. Maybe a virus from the Pornhub. Edgar, don't even say that. No. Well, actually, I wouldn't even mind a virus because that I can clean as long as my Pornhub stays safe and accessible. That's what's really important. Hey, Mr. Host, Doro hit Doro. I went into expecting something weird and violent, not much else. This has been good so far. I did not expect to fall in love with basically all the characters. Holy crap, that soundtrack is still my current favorite for the year. Yeah. Well, Mr. Host is for those who don't know, he's sponsoring Doro Hidoro over at the Goosh, and it is very good. Very good. I was swept up into that. Well, you guys just have spot on taste as far as I guess it's not surprising that people that want to be part of our community here would be people who have similar tastes than I do. so you guys are just always spot on with them. And yeah, Doro Hidoro is fun. Doro Hidoro could, because I didn't know anything about it going in. Doro Hidoro, by the time it's done, Mr. Host, could be right there on my list too, easily. I've never seen Slumdog Millionaire, Thomas. I remember when it came out, and a couple different times I was going to sit down and watch it and just got doing other things and never did. I mean, I know the basic concept that, it's the Indian kid who makes good and everything, but I've never seen it. Arthur says, when is the election? I'm not American. Sorry. Oh, no need to apologize. November 3rd, right, guys? November 3rd, I believe, is the actual election day. No worries. Again, I could be wrong about Biden. Maybe Kamala will work out perfectly for him, but I don't see what as far as just from a political perspective, I don't see what she helps him gain. Slumdog Millionaire is amazing. Is it, Rowan? Everybody said that. It's goddamn. There's so many movies I wanted to see over the years I never get to. Chrome says, well, Kamala called Biden a rapist and a racist. She did, and used to laugh about arresting homeless parents for their kids' truancy. I think, and Chrome makes a good point. I think that in this current climate from the left, with defund the police and police are bad, or ACAB and all that crap, I don't know how well it's going to fly. Hiring a cop or selecting a cop as your VP. It was to me, and again, maybe there's quite possibly something that I'm not understanding, but to me, it was a very unusual selection. Yeah, it was very unusual. You think so? Jack says Kamala had the least baggage. Well, you got a point. They're definitely less than Susan Rice. Definitely less than Susan Rice. You're right. You're right there. But I just. And now I'm starting to swing and miss on names. So that happens to me all the time. And then what was her name? The woman that ran for governor of Georgia and got beat. I don't think she would have been a good pick either, because believe it or not, as superficial as American politics are, I think that photo shoot she did that was so ridiculous, I think that really hurt her over the overall take people have on her. I will watch. Erwin says, do you watch horror stuff, Curtis? I enjoy it, but I watch very little because my wife hates it. She's scared of it. So if we get an opportunity to sit down and watch a movie or something together, we're not going to watch that. But as far as like, if the gang picks an horror anime for me to watch on the at the Goosh at the Goosh, then I'm more than fine with it. I like any genre if it's good. If the story is good. Just finished Roja prologue, and oh, thanks, Ty. I appreciate that. I'm going to. I'll get back to that too, guys. I got a little sidetracked. Roja prologue is the prologue to the light novel series I'm doing, and I will do a stream where I'll do a little Roja prologue quiz, and whoever wins can name a character in the upcoming books. Dragon says, RIP to Kamala. He knew how to make that gimmick work. Now, just so you guys know, because we were talking about Kamala Harris, Dragon's talking about Kamala, the wrestler. Yeah, good guy too, Dragon. His autobiography was the guy who helped him write it. His name is Kenny Bevan. He's a good friend of mine. Kenny was didn't wrestle, but was a manager in the industry forever. He managed me for years and years. And so we all got to know him a little more, through Kenny, and just a really good dude too. Really sad, really good guy. Absolute aces of a guy. Raheem says, "God damn it, there were cockroaches fighting to the death on my carpet, and I missed it." We got to listen. There's a pandemic. We got to get entertainment where we can. I would watch that. If you could have streamed it and put it on pay-per-view, I probably would have paid for it. Willie says, "Speaking of Biden, my family are big Trump supporters. My dad is a cop, and with a lot of the radical left wanting to kill all cops and imprison all Trump supporters, I've started to fear for my dad." I'll tell you, in general, society is a scary place right now. And on November 3rd, or actually on November 4th, it's going to get scarier no matter who wins, unfortunately, I think. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm concerned. Goosecraft stream later. If so, harder, Daddy. Probably not Wolverine. That was my initial plan, but I forgot we have people coming over tonight. Some good friends of ours that come over, and we play games together and stuff. And Spaz Kid is going back to college on Sunday, so they wanted to come by and just hang out one more time before he goes back. So he wanted time to hang out with us for a couple months. But I'll try, because that's going to be next. I'm going to keep playing that Fall Guys because I like it. But next needs to be Minecraft. I got to get the new world started because I want to do a fairly close recreation of the last world I had before that scumbag piece of shit creeper got me. So we're gonna go into that Minecraft world, and we're gonna be on a hike. We're gonna go looking for that type of situation. Oh, that's too bad, Rowan. I'm sorry to hear that. She says, oh, she's telling Wolverine, we found out today that my father and grandfather have coronavirus. Jesus Christ. I hope they beat it, Rowan. I hope they don't get the severe symptoms. Erwin says a horror anime that I got into was Ghost Hunt. It's one of those paranormal investigation shows. Yeah, if it's like I say, if it's good, I'll watch anything. I don't care about genre. If it's a good story, it makes no difference to me. Chrome says not anime but manga. The overachieved for me would be Spy X Family, Kaguya Love is War, Tanya the Evil, and definitely Land of the Lustrous. Still can't predict where the story is going in that one. Land of the Lustrous. The only reason I point that one out, Chrome, that one, and now I'm just talking about our conversations, all of us at the Goosh here at the channel over the years. Land of the Lustrous is not one that gets mentioned by a lot of people, so I don't know if it has the reach of a lot of the others, but it always gets mentioned in glowing terms. So that one's always had a little bit of intrigue for me for that reason. I mean, always in glowing terms. Boku no Pico. Well, of course, David. Ghost Hunt is really good, Albert says. Yeah, like I say, if it's a good story, I don't care what genre it is. Hell, Chrome's sponsoring a Magical Girl anime or Card Captor Sakura over at the Goose, and it's fun. I'm having a blast watching it. I love the characters. I think the story is cute as hell. I want to get my granddaughter into watching it. Arthur says, hey Curtis, I found a better version for my Gusha 100 video. I sent it to you. Oh, okay. Also, Death Parade over Chief for me. Shaman King for manga. Death Parade. Boy, we haven't talked about that one in ages, Arthur. Oh yeah. I responded to you in that on your private message. Yeah, I'm glad you found the other one. I was so disappointed because Arthur's sponsoring a video as a G100 this month, and I went to watch it today, and it had been taken down by YouTube. But he found another version. I was really looking forward to it too. Yeah, I'll try and get that one done as soon as I can, just so we don't take any more chances on getting screwed again. Dragon says, fun fact, I've smoked at least a quarter pound of weed, of weed this summer alone. Listen, it's been a rough summer. We're locked inside, can't do nothing, can't go out and play or anything. You gotta do what you gotta do. Now I'm providing cover for you, Dragon, so don't come back with the next post saying, nah, dude, I was gonna smoke that much anyway. I was giving you an out. No, I mean, oh, even better quality version than that. Oh, okay, Arthur. I check the private messages over at the Goosh all the time, so I'll see it shortly after the stream. Excellent, very good. I'll just bookmark that one in its place. Akami got killed. Nope, haven't seen that one yet. Tindaldi, not yet. Barry says the left struck out this election. They settled with the most popular candidate instead of the best qualified. I agree with you there. The right doesn't have a choice because nobody has the balls running against Trump. Oh, well, that was kind of disappointing, Barry's, because again, trust me, guys, I vote for Trump with my butt cheeks clenched, and the only reason is because again, that to me, there's nothing more threatening to the way of life for my children and my grandchildren than having government more involved in that life. And as long as the left is leaning hard to the left towards more socialist tendencies, I have to vote against them. It'll be one of the only times I'm voting a ticket, a party line ticket, because can't allow that to happen. I sure wish the right was running someone else. But I completely missed anyway. I said when Trump got elected, I believe this, I thought he would not run for a second term. I thought this was going to be something that was kind of a lark, something that he could say he did. I saw, I conquered. We all know about his ego, and then he would be done with it. I was really actually surprised he's running for a second term. Cheap Jump Scare says, ad ran before I joined. Get that 96 cents. Well, Cheap Jump Scare, that would be good because I think it was actually 92, wasn't it? But listen, if Susan's willing to provide me with an extra 4 cents, I am not going to deny it. I'm just going to say thank you very much, Ms. Wojcicki, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, all right. Chris, which anime is overachieved for you? The two that, and I think it was, who else? Lude maybe brought it up. There's one other I think that fits in that category too for me too is Konosuba. I love Konosuba. But the two that always popped to mind were Mob Psycho 100 and Avatar. And again, fully expected to like both. They were just both so much better than I even imagined. I think it's more like the Republicans are trying to unite. And that's true on both sides, Arthur. I mean, you got both sides fractured, Republicans and Democrats. You got the extreme left trying to have a bigger voice in the party, and the moderates trying to hold on to the power that they have. That's why the nation is more contentious and divided than it has right now than it has been any time in my life, and it's not even close. And again, I'm old. I go back to the days of the hippies versus the construction workers type things. Excuse me. Dragon says. Excuse me. Sorry to disappoint, but I did plan to smoke that much regardless of the pandemic, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I like that. I think whatever you're planning on doing, though, you're right. You should take ownership of it. It'd be like me saying, no, and I think I'm going to start cutting down on the amount of porn I watch. No, I'm not. And it doesn't matter, pandemic, no pandemic, whatever. No, I'm not. It would be a lie. Cheap Jump Scare says it was a Biden ad, though. It was 92 cents worth it. Was Biden in it, and did he know that he was in it? You'd be tax-free for life if you abuse Brax, Wolverine says. You guys are fun. Do I love a good reefer? No, I've never been into smoking. Cool. I don't for being a big fat guy, I put a lot of fatty foods in my body, but I don't like putting anything mind altering in any way, shape, or form. I just don't like having it in my body or experiencing it. And it's the same thing with alcohol. I never cared for the taste of alcohol, and I never drank simply because I don't have a need for it. And I know for a lot of people, alcohol is a way to loosen up. But we all know me. You guys know me. You know my true personality. If I loosen up anymore, I'm going to jail. There's no two ways about it because there's nothing I won't do stone sober. So no, I've just never had an interest in anything. I is as harsh as reality can be at times. I prefer to live in reality than to have any of it tempered. It got so bad even when I was wrestling, guys. They were always prescribing me was it hydroxycodone or whatever, the powerful pain medicines, because I would do horrific damage to my skeletal structure and everything, and I wouldn't take them. I don't I take Tylenol and suck it up with the pain. Once or twice it got so extreme I just wanted to be able to sleep, so I would take them, but very, very rarely. I could have made a mint reselling those on the street. I had, because they were prescribed to me all the time, and I used to tell the emergency room doctor, I said, listen, you don't, because they would fill the prescription right there, and I'm like, I don't really need them, and I'm not going to take them. And he said, no, you're going to want it. Trust me, you're going to want it later. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Filmmaker says, I get so aggravated when people say I have to vote for Biden because I'm liberal. I refuse to vote for someone I don't believe in. I'm with you there. Nothing will fundamentally change with him, so why should I bother? And that's Filmmaker. I agree with you, and that goes towards just what I was saying about how the country is more divided and more entrenched in each camp than they ever have been in my lifetime. That it bears out in just what you're saying. Other people on the left will throw stones at you, almost literally, because you're not willing to do what they want, and that's true on both sides. It's really bad out there. It's unfortunate that it's come to this. And the worst part of it, I believe that the biggest reason it's as bad as it is, and I don't think there's any doubt about it, is social media. And the fact that people in general, or no, I shouldn't say in general, but a lot of people are not smart enough to verify things, and they just take things that they read from some random idiot on social media to be truth. And that's how we get all that misinformation out there, which leads to all the consternation amongst everyone. It's what, again, they talk about Russia interfering in the 2016 election. They didn't change any votes. The only thing Russia did was put out basically an advertising campaign full of bogus bullshit. So if they influence the election, it's because we're stupid. Because if you went to some Facebook page, saw information there, and rather than verified it, made your voting decision based on it, I'm sorry, but you're not too bright. Dragon says, my stepfather has another $20 of weed waiting for me this evening and tomorrow. That's all right, pal. Listen, you're doing what you enjoy doing. Like I say, I'm all for that. That's the only thing I can equate it to is again, if I were to come to you and say, yeah, I'm going to cut down on my porn. You anytime I say that, you guys can just spam the chat with liar, because that would be a lie. He actually went that way. You don't want to get caught selling those. Though, no, I was just kidding, Arthur. I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm just saying there was street value. I had a good hunk of money over the years there. I wouldn't do something like that. James Harberston says, I think that's the media in general, not just social. I would agree. Yeah, I think it's both. Right? Just what you're saying. Yes, I think it's social media and media across the board. Yeah, because we know we've got media outlets out there, major media outlets out there that I don't, and you guys, I've told you before that my background is in that type of media. You know, that's what I studied, although I didn't like writing for a newspaper, but it's still what I took, the journalism. But it's not so much fake news, it's slanted and incomplete news, and both sides do it. They only tell you the parts of a story that they want you to hear. They don't give you the complete story, And that's, for me, and always having respect for journalists and journalism, that's despicable. And it's done all the time now. The New York Times months ago broke the number one code of ethics as far as I'm concerned in journalism, and they posted an opinion piece and allowed the writer to remain anonymous because they thought it would get Trump. They've dropped any journalistic integrity to take sides. Yep, exactly, Thomas. Fox and MSNBC, CNN. CNN is the one that irritates me the most, only because I always liked CNN. CNN was my go-to for news, and since Trump won the nomination, you can't use it anymore because they don't give you the entire news. They give you the side of the news that they want you to experience, and that disgusts me. Ty says another reason why is people, for the most part, gather people that think the same. So when they see people with other opinions, they refuse to talk. Yeah, I agree, Ty, and I think that's exacerbated by just what we're talking about, because now with social media, obviously you can see so many more people out there that have an opinion that differs from your own, and to a lot of people that means it's time for them to run for shelter, and that's unfortunate. Let's see. Chrome says gorgeous animation in Land of the Lustrous. That's what I've heard. Would love you to see it eventually. It's only 12 episodes. Hope it gets a second season eventually. There's finally enough manga content for season 2. Oh, really, Chrome? Yeah, that's when people have, as I've said, the people that have recommended Land of the Lustrous, that's typically the first thing they mention is the beauty of the animation. Oh yeah, Connor. There's almost nothing but hostility out there, and again, both sides. If you're on the opposite side of the person with whom you're conversing, it's hostile. No, you're right. You're right. Barry says, Curtis, you can't drink alcohol or smoke weed. You'll kill what little sperm you have left swimming. Screw those little bastards. I'll kill them anyway. Little dirtbags. They ain't doing nothing for me at my age. How was the baseball game? It was good. We played the Yankees. They're undefeated this season, and we lost. But we played a good game. We hung with them. We lost 5-0. But we stayed right with them. We don't have the thing that hurts us the most is we just don't have any team speed. To give you an idea of what kind of team speed there is now, I try and keep myself in decent shape. But let's face it, I'm a 270-pound ex-professional wrestler. And to give you an idea of our team speed, at the game the other night, you can designate a runner for a player on your team in our league because it is over 55 and a lot of guys have bad knees and stuff. So our catcher couldn't, run the bases other than if he hits the ball to try and get down to first. So when they wanted a designated runner for him, it was me. So give you an idea. I just read straight AP and Reuters. That's a good idea, Thomas. That's an excellent idea. It's too bad that, like you say, that's the route we have to take. You can't go for the most high level, the most obvious, or the most out there news sources because, again, you won't get the whole story. Thoughts on Eisen? Well, he's a dick. And a lot of the reason is because he's like all good looking and slick and all the stuff that I am not. So that pisses me off right from the start. And I think put it this way. I hate Eisen and I hate him for all the right reasons. In other words, I hate him within the context of the story, which makes him a great villain. I guess is the best way to put it. Oh yeah, interspecies reviewers for sure. Overachiever. We haven't talked about that one in a while, Arthur. I think Brax saw that one too. I think Brax liked that one. Yeah, that one got a lot of. Well, wasn't that long ago that one came out, right? So I think it was when it was first coming out that we talked about that one a lot. Definitely, Parasite was an overachiever, Vegeta-sama. Parasite's one I haven't seen yet too, and have had a lot of people mention. Willie Place says, I went into Cycle Pass expecting an enjoyable crime show. What I got was a great philosophical show with intensity and a spectacular villain. See, that this is another one of the reasons I love having these conversations, because it gets me because then my mouth falls apart because it gets me amped up for all the anime that I haven't seen yet. With you guys giving props to so many different things.
Oh, he's bad.
Gundam Wing? No, James, that one I'm not familiar with at all. Nope, haven't seen that. Punster says, "Can't we all get along and fuck each other?" Oh, that would be the way to go. Yes, agreed. African American Zetsu did nothing wrong. Hell Hydra, fuck Black Zetsu. I can't stand him. Well, you guys know that. Throughout almost the entirety of the Naruto series, you guys know that I had a very specific character who was my most hated, and of course I'm talking about Kabuto. But by the end, it wasn't him anymore. It was Black Zetsu, slimy little bitch. And the thing is too, when push came to shove at the end of Naruto there and everything, you know, the war is at hand. What does he do? He hides in Mom's sleeve. He's a puss. Freaking Black Zetsu. He doesn't want to unshield himself. He's so scared of me. No, Chrome, I'm keeping the next $1 series a surprise. I've already started recording it because I'm trying to get further and further ahead, getting ready for our vacation. You've seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars final season. I thought it was good, but had a different pace. No, I haven't. I haven't kept up on a lot of the things Star Wars, Connor. None of the animated stuff. Nope, I haven't kept up. We went through favorite porn star just the other day, James, and I couldn't remember her name, and I've forgotten it again. Okay, guys, those of you who were in for the conversation about my favorite porn star the other day, what was her name? Any of you can remember it? Because you're going to serve as my memory for me. It's a particularly bad day for it. Eisen would have been a threat in DBZ. It's starting to look that way, Bob. You know, I haven't seen the entirety of it yet because I'm still getting through Bleach, so I feel confident I haven't seen anything of his abilities. But yeah, it's a scary thought what it's going to be, considering he's more powerful than Ulquiorra, and I saw what Ulquiorra has. Zeno says, currently watching Hunter x Hunter. Oh, love that series. Good so far in 84. Oh, Zeno, it's good all the way through. All the way through. Oh, man. Yes, it was Fox. What was it, guys? No, not Stormy Daniels. It was, what's her name? It's going around my head. It was Fox, right, Willie? No, it wasn't Emma Fox. Buck Angel. Chrome, stop it. Mia Khalifa. I think Jenna Fox. Niles got it. Jenna Fox. Yes, Jenna Fox. I just think she's gorgeous. I think she's beautiful. Mia Khalifa's gorgeous as well. But no, is it? Yes, Punster, remember too. It was Jenna Fox. You haven't seen her. Just a stunningly pretty girl.
Alex.
Let's see. All I ever remember of interspecies reviewers, Chrome says, is how Funimation licensed it, then realized it's basically a hentai and scrubbed it fully from their website and chain. Funimation pussies. You pussies. Firewall Dragon says, I used to think that canceling the electoral. We got an electrical college. I'm going to learn about shocking things. I used to think that canceling the electoral college was a good idea. I now realize that would cause more problems than benefits. I agree, Dragon. I agree. I think on the surface, when you initially look at it, it's always like, well, just count up the number of votes. And I think this election pointed it out, because even though Hillary won the popular vote, if you look at the county electoral map, it's shockingly red. I mean, it is just massively red. So basically, people from the majority of locations in the country would not have been represented by who they wanted, because people that conglomerate in smaller areas all get together and vote the same way. So that's why it exists. Excuse me. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, Kono. That's such a great series. So good. Yeah, he's playing Dead by Daylight, Wolfo. Yeah, him and some buddies of his are playing. Elfin Lead. No, I haven't seen that one yet, Samurai. Talked about that one quite a bit too, but nope, haven't seen that one yet. Zeno says, MHA was one of those animes that made me want to quirk. Yeah, I'm with you completely, Zeno. It also became a favorite anime of mine. Watched on repeat majority of the time. Yeah, I'm completely with you. I think I'd be interested to see what you guys think. I think as far as special abilities, special powers go in anime, quirks are like one of the most relatable ones. I think, and it's because just by the very nature of them, it seems like something that while still science fiction is something that's like you can identify with. We all try to go Super Saiyan. I still do. Like I say, I usually end up just pooping myself, but I still try and go Super Saiyan, and someday it's going to work. But even at that, I don't think Super Saiyan is as relatable ability as quirks are. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Arthur says get rid of parties and enforcing term limits fixed. Yeah, we're so ingrained into a two-party system now, Arthur. And it's not a good thing. The unfortunate thing is it's also not very fair to just eliminate that idea because it's tough. It's not fair to Republicans and Democrats or parties in general to say, well, you people can't congregate together to work together as a force for the things that you believe in. There's just no easy answers, unfortunately. Ra going Super Saiyan, shitting his pants. Yeah, that's all that happens. You try and squeeze that Super Saiyan out as hard as you can. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, if farts don't have lumps, I'm in trouble type thing. Yeah. Rainbow? Such a great anime, Arthur says. I don't think we've talked about Rainbow before. Don't think I have. Death Note was fantastic, Chester. I didn't put it on my overachievers list because, again, it was one that there had been so much conversation about it prior to me watching it that I had a good idea. I had a good idea of that we were in for a psychological thriller, and I was really amped for it. So it was a great series, just didn't overachieve because, again, my expectations were already up there. Sajil says, next post, please. Rainbow and Clannad have really overachieved for me. Clannad started like a typical school anime and ended up being a very realistic slice of life and heart-wrenching story. I tell you, I'm really enjoying this. The next series that's going to come out at the $1 level at the Goosh, because we're almost done with Death Note. I've already started recording it because, again, I'm ahead. We're going to be going on vacation late September, and I got to start working now to get enough videos ahead to supply them while I'm gone. So I'm already a few episodes into that next series, and I'm really, really kind of in love already with that one. Let's see who Sajil I was watching for. Let's see. I didn't miss yet. Did I? Nope, I did not. Chrome says, oh yeah, Dr. Stone is an overachiever as well. One of the latest volumes I read gave me a literal chill down my spine reading apart, LOL. Yeah, and as we said while watching it, Chrome, it's so unique to be that amped about watching a new episode every day to watch the characters think, but you are. I mean, it pulls you right in. You got lag, Willie? Oh shit. Come on, Susan, don't screw around. Hitman Reborn was one that started off slow, but by the end I was wanting more. Tyler says, Hitman Reborn. That sounds kind of familiar, Tyler. I think we might have talked about it at one point, but I don't remember anything specific about what was said. I'm watching Sajil had asked for a watch for next post. I didn't miss him, right? No, I don't think I did. Naruto the GOAT. Well, for me, Naruto will always have a special place because it's the first anime that I really watched in its entirety. From right from the get-go, watched it all through, not in clips or anything like that. So it's always gonna have a special place for me. Plus, it was just great storytelling, fantastic storytelling. Chrome says, no, the studio that made Land of the Lustrous made Beastars. Heard it's good and like a dark anime version of Zootopia with a deep story, but can't get past it looking super furry with horny rabbit. Super furry with horny rabbit is kind of a cool tagline for a series if you think about it. Let's see if someone's seen Sajil's post. Probably getting censored by Susan's censors because there are new censors turned on voluntarily on this channel. Curtis, when did you start your wrestling career? Andy says, I believe it was 80s, right? Very early 80s, Andy. It was, I can't even remember when I first went up to Albuquerque there. It was 80 or 81. 80, I want to say. I think it was 80. I think One Piece overachieved. Unpopular opinion, JB says. Yeah, I was so hyped for One Piece. It'd be hard for it to overachieve for me. I still haven't seen Sajil's post. Might have felt pretty long, says having 6-minute clips of Naruto. Good that I came much later to this channel. Yeah, oh yeah, it was, God, that was just so good. Zeno was, my quirk would be to be able to do the chores, hobbies, work, save people, and make money while I sit on my ass all day stuffing my face watching anime. There you go. Now that's a quirk. Yeah, I would stab a bitch for that quirk, without question. That would, yes, that would be the life. Oh shit, Willie, really? You're going to Disney in late September, and I'm going in mid-October. Damn it, so close. I love, yeah. We've had more people come up to us, recognize us just from the channel and stuff at Disney than we have any place else. Ah, shit, that would have been cool if we were there at the same time. Been trying to get your girlfriend into Naruto jump scare? Yeah, my wife. I don't know why my wife enjoyed watching Your Lie in April with me, but I haven't been able to get her to watch another. Here's the deal. Last week was really big for me. I texted the escort I saw and asked her if I could talk to her. I went over and ended up telling her my entire sexual assault story. It was the first time I ever told anyone. A lot of times that's really cathartic too, Sajil. Very cathartic just to be able to share an experience like that with someone. Yeah, many times that can help people get to a better place just by being able to talk about something. iLoco says, I'm new to anime and only watch Naruto. Do you have any other anime recommendations? If it's from me, iLoco, One Piece is a huge commitment. So outside of that, I always like to recommend Hunter x Hunter because of its brilliance. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the same reason. And probably not as the first one, but I think you can't go wrong with Overlord and Konosuba for things that are a little more out there, a little quirkier, a little different. But I would go with Hunter x Hunter or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just because Brotherhood is more condensed than Full Metal Alchemist, and as I'm finding out for myself, you can watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and then still have a great time going back and watching Full Metal Alchemist. So for me, those would be my two recommendations. Connor says, no, I haven't heard of this. Have you watched the music video Skynet? It's almost like anime. I recommend it. No, I haven't. I can't wait to get my light novel, the first book done. Now I'm still working on it whenever I can. It slowed down a little because right after I went back to working on it, we made the plans for Disney, and I started having to build up videos ahead, but it's still going, still working. Well, FMAB and FMAB are on the same one. Are they Chrome? How do they pull that off? Because FMA is already, just in a few episodes I've seen, added a lot of content that I didn't see. FMA added a lot of content that I didn't see in FMAB. I'm surprised.
I see you.
Gintama did it for me, Anthony. I got to get to Gintama at some point. You guys just talk it up all the time. I got to get to it. No, he's not live streaming. He's just playing with some friends, Charcoal. He's just playing with his buddy. Attack on Titan was very fun and exciting. What is your favorite AOT? Oh, my boy. I have to see, Andrew, right off the top of my head, as far as favorite AOT moment, I have to stop and think of those things because I'll forget too much if I don't sit down and think it through. Probably Aaron's mom getting eaten. I really enjoyed that. No, I'm only kidding. I don't know. I'd have to really sit down and think about all the great moments and decide which one I liked the best. There were so many great reveals in that anime and everything. Yeah, I'd have to think about it. Steins Gate overachieved for me. Yeah, WB Steins Gate. I will say this: every time that we have the nominations and polls for a new series, it always gets mentioned. It always does okay too. It seemed like it used to get mentioned a lot more though than it does now. I don't know why. Plug out his internet. Lude says, "I've got the plug right here too." Here's a question, Curtis. Is there any anime that you went in expecting big things but didn't impress you at all? No, fortunately for me, Kaiser, that hasn't happened. But again, that's excuse me, sorry guys. That's because I have you guys recommending to me. And so it's not just blind recommendations. I mean, I feel like we all get to know each other really well in our community here. So you guys do know me, know what I like. You know the types of things that hit on my emotions. You know the types of things I enjoy seeing in combat. So typically, if you guys are recommending something to me, I'm pretty golden. I'm pretty golden. That was funny. Have all anime been spectacular? No. Have any of them been unenjoyable? No. No, I've enjoyed everything I've seen. Even the ones at the bottom of my list. Bottom of the list for me would probably be anime like Keijo. It was a blast watching the boobs and the butt, but it didn't. It was like okay, it was fun. It was a good time, but it doesn't compare to the other anime I've seen. Surprisingly for me too, because I know a lot of people really like it. No Game, No Life. It was good. Don't get me wrong, and I had a good time watching it. But in my personal legend of anime, it's never going to be something that's like, oh yeah, I got to see that again. But I'm very fortunate that the things at the bottom of my list were things that I actually genuinely enjoyed. Sujil said it happened 8 years ago and I never told anyone. It was really hard because I broke down and she just held me and hugged me and just treated me really well. That's very cool, Sujil. I mean, seriously, a lot of times that's all it takes is just a little human touch and a little human compassion to get us through something. Question: why did you watch Hunter x Hunter in sub? Because initially that was how it was recommended to me, and now having heard the dub voices, I'm glad I did. I like the sub voices in that one way better. And I'm not somebody that I don't have a preference going into as far as a general preference. Sub and dub doesn't matter to me, but there's been a couple series that I either knew going in or I found out later that I was very glad I watched the way I did. Hunter x Hunter was one. And of course, I knew enough about One Piece before I started. There was no way I was watching it in anything but sub. I just love Luffy's sub voice. I love the way he says "Monkey D. Luffy." And yeah, the dub voices, I had heard them and they just didn't work for me. Excuse me. Chris Hawking says quirks combined as they're passed down to children. Yeah, well, our boy Icy Hot is proof of that. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. React to Death Note. That was ages ago, my friend. I watched that some time ago. FMA is 51 episodes. The series goes in a very different direction halfway through. Remember, FMA was 64. That's interesting because, like I say, now I've seen so much content already just in the opening few episodes of FMA that weren't in FMAB. That's interesting. I should check out Beerus versus Sailor Galexia on Death Battle. That's a reaction, but Beerus is in it, so it must be watched. Yeah, and anything with Lord Beerus. Anything with Lord Beerus is worth your time. I agree with that completely. Yeah, that's true. Anime movies are pretty good too, like a silent voice. I like a silent voice too, Damien. Yes, that was very good. That was a nice story. Right. I enjoyed a silent voice a lot. She might have DS. I think Hunter x Hunter sounds good dub. Yeah, Leslie. And again, everybody's got their own personal preferences. I didn't like Killua's voice in the dub, and there were a couple other voices. There were some voices in there that were pretty cool, but the main characters didn't click with me at all in the dub, so I was glad I'd watched the sub, particularly Killua's, because he's my favorite character, and I just didn't like his dubbed voice. Well, to watch an anime in sub, says means you got to read, not see the screen. Also, titles are moving much faster than they should. That's kind of hard to be dealing with sometimes. See, I don't ever had a problem with that. I mean, to me, it's the subtitles are right there on the screen. The activity doesn't move that fast to stay ahead of it for me. No, I haven't had that problem. Dragon says, would you rather spend a week with Onision or strip naked and dive into a pool of icy hot? Yeah, give me. Now wait, if I have to spend that week with Onision, I can't kick the shit out of him or anything. I just have no. Then if I just have to stay there, no, I'll fill up the pool with the icy hot. Weathering with You is underrated. I liked it more than your name. Weathering with You. I don't think I heard that one, Arthur. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've heard of that one before. Some people just can't read. I've been reading subs for foreign films since about high school. Yeah, it hasn't been like I say, a problem for me. It's not a distraction for me at all. The subs. I didn't know if it would be when I first started getting into it, but no, it's not a problem.
Look at your mistakes. Look at where they brought you.
DBZ Monopoly in the background. Yes, yes. DBZ Monopoly is on the shelves there. That all this, most of the stuff on those shelves are stuff that people had sent to us over the years, and DBZ Monopoly is one of them. Yeah, Silent Voice was great, gamers. It really was very, very good. No, I haven't seen the Fate series yet. I haven't seen those yet. How good is Assassination Classroom? I think it's excellent, Connor. Great protagonist. One of the few anime where the protagonist is my favorite character. Koro Sensei is awesome. Really, really fun, different type of story. And for me personally, I'm a geek for endings, and I love the way it ended. Yeah, I think most of the gang here will agree with me. I don't think you go wrong with Assassination Classroom at all. Really good storytelling, and again, done well and fun. And to me, that's when anime is really clicking.
There we go. Okay. Now let's see if they heal. I won't even go.
Oh, is it? Weathering with You is by the same director as Your Name. Arthur says that's cool. I hadn't heard of that one. Milog says some dubs have a few off characters, like Takamura's from Hajime no Ippo, where he sounds like a car salesman in English, but some just suck in general. Well, excuse me, the gang had told me, and I looked into it a little bit, and I tend to agree. They said that if I was watching Naruto, if I had been watching Naruto in dub, I wouldn't have hated. No. Let me get it straight. If I'd been watching Naruto in sub, I wouldn't have hated Kabuto as much because his Japanese voice actor wasn't nearly as obnoxious. And I tend to agree with that. That probably was the case. Zeno says subbed anime hurts my eyes trying to read word to word. I'm not saying subbed is bad because SAO is currently subbed and I liked each of the new episodes. No, and that's true. That's true. You do have that extra factor in there, Zeno. You're right. It is. Everybody is different on how they perceive things and take things in. And if having to read the words along with you is just something that, and all our brains are wired differently, that you don't perceive well, yes, that would be absolutely be a problem. No, I haven't seen Fairy Tale yet either, Leslie. Know a little bit about it because I know there's a lot of really nice boobies in it, but no, I haven't seen it. Who's your favorite Naruto character? We had a selection process. Whenever it's a favor or something like that, I come to the live streams, and you guys give me versus matchups till we figure it out. And not surprisingly for me, it ended up being Hashirama. Listen, Hashirama cell. You get a couple Hashirama cells in you, and you're golden. You're just like legendary just by having that DNA. Kill la Kill was fun, Samurai. That was really different to me, especially at the time I watched it, with the number of anime that I had seen, but was really, if somebody had explained it to me, the whole thing with the clothes and everything, I probably would have been like, yeah, maybe I'll skip that. But that would have been a shame to have skipped because it was good. Yeah, I talked about that. I have seen No Game No Life. And again, all the anime I've seen, I've been fortunate to enjoy. It's not high on my list, but I've yet to see any anime that I didn't like. Well, guys, I'm going to have to pack it up. As always, got tons of editing to do. I will between now and September. So I got some more editing to do. We have people coming over later. I don't think I'm going to be able to slip in a gaming stream today, but I'll try again tomorrow because tomorrow's Free for All Friday. So we're having a conversation stream for that. But I'll try and see if I can slip it in. Next gaming stream will be slip it in. Guys, will you let me slip it in? Come on, please. The next gaming stream will be Minecraft because we got it going on that world. We got to find out where we're setting up. Oh, Dragon says I have to watch the dub because I don't speak Japanese and blindness and subtitles don't mix good. Well, that's a good point, Dragon. I didn't even thought about that. Yeah, you don't have a choice then. And I think too, if you watch a dub and you don't know how the sub went, I don't think you'd be disappointed with it. Well, that was great. Well, thank you, Zeno. Yeah, getting ready to fill the cup. That's right. Because today is Thursday sticky stuff. Now, we all know that the Primo sticky stuff is on Fridays. But what happens is sometimes as I'm brewing the sticky stuff up, some of it gets a little bit ahead of itself. So Thursday sticky stuff While some could say, okay, it's average, maybe a little above average, there's always the chance that you'll get a little sprinkle, a little hint, a little tease of the high quality free for all Friday sticky stuff in there. So make sure you go through your sticky stuff very carefully today and see if there's any, Easter eggs in there. Not literally, because that would hurt me especially. So pumple, here it is. Thursday sticky stuff. Look for little spurts of Friday in there. Thursday sticky stuff for everybody. For you. Thursday sticky stuff for all. We'll be back tomorrow with a free for all Friday live stream unless something drastic happens. We'll be here for that. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and especially with the thought of Free for All Friday about to be here, goosh.